Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video, and we've got a gameplay match for the beta version of the Gundam card game today. This is a game from the live stream that I did a couple days ago with Sos, also known as the Strongest Wizard, so I do appreciate him taking the time and doing it with me, and honestly it was a lot of fun. It was the first day of the new cards and just kind of like the full beta card list, so there was a lot of experimentation, and I've been really enjoying just grinding some games with this game in general. So we do have the two deck lists in case you guys are interested in them too. You can also find them linked in the description on my website, Eggman Events, with more kind of up-to-date versions of it as I just kind of go more through this game and play some more and kind of tweaking some of my builds. But I've got a good amount of like starter builds for anyone who's interested in just kind of finding out how the game works. And you also can print proxies right from my deck builder on there as well. But real quickly, we've got my build from this one where I'm running this kind of blue and white version of the white base team and kind of like the OG Gundam. We do have a bit of like the Gundam aerial and a little bit of like the command cards and trash kind of archetype, with a lot of these like command cards being like the dual pilots, such as the Thoroughly Damaged and also Kai's Resolve. Both these kind of help us not only be pilots, but also help us with getting the amount of command cards that we need in our trash. So I think that's really helpful, and the Gundams that we get are really helpful for getting value. Gun Cannon, I've been finding a lot of value throughout this, as well as Gun Tank, one of the newer cards revealed, and you can really do a lot of like 2-for-1s with just healing up and making it kind of weird for your opponent to kind of trade into your cards. So I do like that. And then also we've got the probably most aggressive build in this game right now, and this is a kind of low to the ground version of it. It is the new green Breach deck that's kind of based on a lot of the new Breach cards that were announced for the beta specifically, and a lot of these cards were kind of, or at least the backbones for these cards are more from like the most recent batch of cards that they revealed. So generically, it's using like the Chong Wu Fei and all the other kind of breach effects to not only trade aggressively with your opponent, but also deal damage into their shield area. We're playing like a really low to the ground. You can also play it a little bit higher if you want to play like Wing Gundam as like your kind of finisher for the deck. But I do appreciate this as well. And obviously you can tell that this version is like just green with a little bit of white. I also think there's like a blue version with kind of the same idea, where most of the green cards you see in this deck already, I think, are pretty much in the deck no matter what, and you just do some like tweaks for so some tech cards for adding the blue for it. But in general, I think this deck is going to be very strong, and just the idea of like an aggressive green deck I think is going to be pretty prevalent in this kind of beta meta that we have for it as well. But those are the two decks. Again, they're linked in the description if you guys want to check them out and get the proxies for them. And let's just jump on into the game. All right, we've got me on the left playing the blue and white deck. We've got Sos on the right playing the green Breach deck as well. And so if you guys are new to this as well, kind of opening hand mechanics are we get 5 cards. We look at the 5 cards we get and decide if we want to keep it or not. I'm okay with keeping it, so I'm going to put 6 cards in my shield area. And then Sos was not happy with it, so we put 5 cards to the bottom of their deck, shuffled after putting 5 new ones in there. And then we're going to be able to, again, shuffle and then put 6 new cards into our shield area. So I really do like this mulligan mechanic. It does mean like the next 10 cards, the next 5 cards are unique cards that aren't the same that you drew in your opening hand, and then you still get to shuffle and make it so you have some options to find the cards that were in your opening hand. I've had some where like if you don't keep the opening hand, you like lose the cards that were in that initial mulligan, and that doesn't seem to happen in this one either. So we also set our EX bases, and we're going to start us off. We got Sos going first, no plays for him there, and we have me going second. I'm going to have my also EX resource, and we're going to play the Overflowing to be able to draw 2 and discard 1. We want to put as many kind of commands into our deck as early as we can, and that gives us some more cycle. We end up putting one of the bases into our trash and move on. And Sos is saying the same thing. We're going to play another Overwhelming Overflowing. Going to put a Gundam Sandrock into the trash, and then end up playing out a Zaku 1, which is a level 1, just a 1/2 AP HP. So I'm at level 3. We're going to spend it for the Gun Cannon for 2 cost, and we're going to have that sit out there. I didn't like this card originally, but the more I've been playing this game, the more I've been enjoying it with blue. And now we just have the Zaku 2 from the side of Sos. If we put a pilot underneath it, we do get some value, and we actually are going to start pretty aggressive from Sos. We're going to put the Char underneath it, and we're going to be able to use the ability to make it a 5 attack. It also has high maneuver, so it can't be blocked. Gets rid of the EX base, and then just going to attack with the Zaku 1, and no burst from the life there. So already down to 5 shields, and we're going to be passed back. So we are going to attack into the Zaku 1, and then we're just going to play our Gundam, the OG RX there, and pass it back. So this is a 3-4, and we can do some good trades with it. And also have like Amaru. We can do some pretty nice things with it. But the Zaku 2, especially with Char in it, is pretty tough for us to deal with right now. So for 2, they're going to play out the Rick Dom here, which is a Breach 2 card. And just going to be able to attack again. They're going to be able to hit into a Suletta, which ends up going into our hand. And then for the additional 2 cost, they are going to be playing out the Darobald, which is going to not do anything since both our units are healthy enough, but it could bounce a 1 HP back to hand. And so after some consideration, I'm going to play the Suletta into the gun cannon. So this is just a pair. This is not a link, but that does turn us into a 3-5, which is pretty good stat-wise for this, and also suspend the Daroblood. So that does do 4 damage to us, and we have 1 HP left. That also does get a resource back with the when attacking from the Suletta. We're just going to trade the Gundam into this, which means that they are going to get a token from it. But I'm a little bit quick, but we are going to play the gun tank that deals 1 damage to a rested unit. So if they played out the token, we would have just done the 1 damage there. And then lastly, we're going to play out the Earth House. So this is a base here, and we're going to be able to take a card from our shield area, add it to our hand, and then get the 5 HP base there. And then we're just going to end the turn using the 3 and the EX, including the EX resource for the Gundam MA form, which is a 4-3, and we're able to get some card draw if we put some pilots in there as well. And we do get the repair 1 off of the gun cannon as well. And we're going to put the Wu Fei underneath the Rick Dom. So this Wu Fei has a really strong effect for us. We don't take damage for this if it has 3 or less. So being able to get rid of this and a breach and deal 2 damage to our base is nice. Playing out another Rick Dom. So these are starting to just be very obnoxious. Luckily, I did have the base out because just being able to just do another shield damage would have been good. But this is kind of like where the green deck goes, where they're just really aggressive, but they don't really have a lot of ways to get more resources. So I'm going to play out the Michaelis. We are going to put a Suletta underneath it so we get to attack the turn it's played. And we do have to trade there, which is fine. We are going to attack with our Gundam into the EX base, so finally clearing that one. We're going to play our Gundam out too, and then we are going to think about attacking into the life, but I think we're just going to pass and make it so that our gun tank just can't be traded with successfully. Now, I did also just mention too that if you do KO something with the breach, you do get to you still get the effect even if your card gets KO'd or destroyed. So if they attacked into like the MA form, I would still take the breach damage there too. But the Wu Fei is underneath there. We are just going to clear out the base there. And kind of happy that I didn't play the gun cannon because they would have been able to get a kind of free removal with it. They still would have the base at like 1 HP, but we have another one here for us. Being able to look at the top card there. We're actually going to put the thoroughly damaged as Hayato for just 1 more HP and a card cycle with the MA forms effect. And right now, this Rick Dom is at a 5-4, so we do need to get rid of this by attacking 4 into it. We're just going to attack 1. We're going to play out another gun tank to get that clean up. And then we're going to do 2 additional damage. And they do get the Fall Mel, and this is one of the best bases in the game, in my opinion. Off of the life, it's not as good because you don't get to play one of the Zaku tokens if it is on your opponent's turn, but still being able to just get a base like that is good. We're going to play the Overwhelming once again to draw 2, and then we're going to discard a Char from our hand. We're going to play out the Gundam Firearms, I believe. Yeah, sorry, Heavy Arms. And then we do have the Troa to go with it, so this is a linked pair, so we are able to attack the turn where it's played. It also does have the Breach, so we are doing 3 damage to that. And then 2 copies of the Zaku 2. That's super powerful and a little bit scary for us. Now, Sosa only has 1 card in hand, though, so that is kind of the end of their resources. We can maybe stabilize with blue and white here and then kind of carry the game. But we're going to use the effect of our base to give the +1. So we are going to be able to get rid of that for 5. We're going to attack with the gun tank as well, so doing another attack, and they have a char in the hand, which is pretty upsetting, and they're just going to play out the Gundam aerial, and unfortunately we just have to pass. We don't have anything else to do, despite having like 6 resources available to us. Alright, Sosa's thinking about this play and end up thinking about just doing, I think, a trade with the breach, but no, just being able to attack into the gun tank and then use that to finish the base once again. So currently taking 2 damage. We are at it's at a 4-3 now. We are going to use on that attack the Witch of Mercury, the Witch and the Bride, which does put the Zaku 2 back in the hand. I would really want to use it for the heavy arms, but since they would be able to just play it again with the Tro, it just really just heals them instead of really doing anything. And they have the Char with the Jalgoog, which means that does get some really good pressure. And but thinking about if we want to trade with the unit, and I think that has to happen if I do end up having like a link pair in my hand, I could do enough damage to win the game. So it's pretty close back and forth. I do need to try to clear both bodies on board, and I think we are just going to attack into the heavy arms, even though it's not. Oh, we're actually going to attack into the Zaku 2. We're going to play out the 2-drop there, and then we just don't really have anything else we can do, unfortunately. So I want to try to get like a 2-for-1 with this aerial. We're at 1 life. They have 2 attacks this turn, so we hopefully have something in the action step to take care of this. All right, so they're going to attack into the aerial. We are going to trade, but they will be able to get that breach effect once again. They're going to try to go for game, and we do have the Witch and the Bride once again to bounce that back. And then there's the Zaku 2. So I either need to try to win this turn, and they have end up the Quatre, and I just concede from there. But honestly, a really good game. I think it just shows kind of the back and forth. We were almost able to stabilize, but the green breach is just really strong and really fast too. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe for more Gundam content in the future. And thank you again to SOS for the games as well. So that's going to be it. And thank you guys so much for watching.